Hello, my name is Luna, and this is the time I took 8 grams of mushrooms and had astral sex. I just want to preface that everyone's psychedelic journey is specific to their own mental space, where they're at in their lives, with their jobs and relationships, where they're at with their heart and soul. Completely unique to you, the individual. Just because you take a certain amount doesn't mean you're going to have a similar trip. So this trip was the first time we ever took it out of the apartment. I started to get nice Airbnbs because I wanted a neutral environment. I wanted a clean slate. The apartment has a lot of memories and experiences and an energetic blueprint that I believe affects the mushroom trip. So I just wanted a clean, crisp place. We as well added my best friend. She is another divine witchy goddess, and she grounds me and calms me, and I'm a very chaotic person, so I just thought that would be a nice element. A feminine force, 3, Trinity, I like all those symbols. So again, it is a full moon. I firmly believe that certain celestial bodies in the sky at the moment of your trips definitely impact your experience. It's extra oomph, extra firepower. I don't remember what the specific full moon type was, but I take 8 grams. My partner takes 10 grams, which I just want to note. I believe that may have something to do with this particular experience, just the amount. He was able to open up space and allow me to do whatever the heck I did, and my friend took, I'm not sure. Take the medicines like normal. We go to our separate areas. If you do mushrooms with people, I don't understand having conversations on it. I think you all should just do your own thing and have your process and come back at the end. Most of the times when I'm on mushrooms, I can't even form a freaking sentence. My brain is working too fast and it doesn't match with what I'm trying to say. I'm already 30 steps ahead of what I'm trying to tell you. So that's why I like to do it with people I love, but by myself. So I'm in the bedroom, my partner's in the living room, best friend's in the bedroom, I have my 2 dogs. I need my dogs there. Just another added element of safety and comfort that just makes my trips more magical. On my trips, for the most part, begin with what I call birthing energy. It is intense pressure. It is unbelievably intense pressure that I feel like I'm being destroyed. It feels like death. It feels like destruction. It feels like chaos. My thoughts can sometimes match with that energy, and they get a little death related, and they get very dark and a little twisted, and there's waste and decomposition, and it can get a little scary. But what I understand about that energy now is it's birthing energy. Imagine a child being birthed through its mother's womb. It's going to feel like it's being destroyed. With mushrooms, you're being birthed into a new level of consciousness, awareness, energy. And for that to happen, it's gonna feel a little uncomfortable. Like I said, imagine a child being birthed through the womb. It's all that intense pressure to be pushed into a new reality. So that energy is happening, and I'm just sitting with it. Temperature, heat comes along with it. And I'm feeling overwhelmingly hot. From my vantage point in the bed, I can see in the backyard, and there's a fire pit blazing. And I know there's a thermostat down the hallway. And if you're on mushrooms, technology and psychedelics just don't work together. So I was unsure if I was able to manage that thermostat, but I wanted to. It gets to the point where I am so uncomfortable that I need to go do something about it. So I walk down the hallway, and my partner is in the dining room, and he's sitting on a chair, and I can tell when someone's not in their body, and he did a large dose, and he's not present. I lay my head on his lap, and I tell him, like, it's all okay, like, I'll take care of it. I don't know if it's like ego or like savior complex, but I always think like I'm the sole person that can fix everything. I get to the thermostats, and it's a thermostat I've not dealt with, but I managed to turn the heat down. I get back to the room, that fire is still blazing outside. I'm still feeling heat, overwhelming pressure. And I'm like, okay, what if I turn down the heat, everything will be solved. So I go outside, turn the fire pit down. I'm instantly relieved, thank God. I go back inside, and my best friend is there to immediately greet me. She's loving on me, telling me I'm amazing, which is awesome. She leaves, and then my partner enters the room. I'm on the side of the bed, and I'm staring out into the yard, but I'm in my mind. And this happens quite often with my mushroom trips, where I see myself as a giant sphinx or a like lion, and the universe has like grid lines, and I'm like crawling across the lines of this universe, and I'm hunting, and I'm always hunting corporations. I don't understand why. I believe the thought process is that corporations on Earth have tried to replicate what human souls can do in their ability to create on this realm, and since they are soulless, it's not a person, it's just a concept, they're not able to do that, and their main concern is profit. And in a perfect world, humans don't give a F about profit. We care about each other and taking care of each other, and I've yet to see a corporation that truly values human life. So I think that's why I'm hunting them. But I've had it in numerous trips where I'm a giant sphinx hunting it. It's really freaking cool. So I'm going through that, and my partner is staring at me, admiring me, and I finally I crawl to the bed. He joins me, and he holds my hand. And this is where it gets weird or cool or whatever you want to call it. So please keep an open mind. The moment he holds my hand, I'm immediately shown a giant DNA spiral, like a giant staircase or a tower, and each of the sections of the DNA spiral, I can tell, have a little, like a scene, like a little movie. At the time, I referred to it as an escape room. It seemed like each of the scenes were something I had to go and experience to get to the next level. So again, me and my partner in bed, holding hands. I see this DNA spiral. The first scene, I decide to enter. And when I enter it, it's all in my mind. I'm experiencing it as real. I'm feeling what it would feel like in my body to experience it. And in real life, I'm naked. So in the scene, I'm naked. And 2 police officers enter the room. And someone called the cops on us, and they were coming to take us away, whatnot. I'm on shrooms and I'm naked. Cops enter, and they just see my ass. And that's not something I want to experience. So, I mean, I had the option to feel fear and to make it really, really bad. You know, that's how bad trips happen. You go with a thought that's not real, and you let it just take over you. And I knew I wasn't going to do that. And my thought process was, okay, how do you make this sexy? How do you make this scene okay? How do you make it okay? And my instinct was to shake my butt. And somehow just the act of shaking my butt shifted the whole energy of the scene and made the scene positive. And I was able to go to the next escape room or section of the DNA spiral. Mind you, I'm again holding my partner's hand, And as I'm holding his hand, he starts chanting in tongues. The moment I enter this DNA story escape room, he is chanting in tongues. Tribal, primal, guttural, like African God. Like it sounded very African to me. He is of African descent, so I don't know if he was tapping into some lineage of his, some past lives. But the DNA spirals in my mind, so I was like, okay, what if I'm healing shit in me and I'm connected with him and it's healing something in him and he's having a physical response to it. I really, really, really wish I had a recorded session of this, because it was just the most unbelievably powerful sound I've ever heard in my life. And this man already has a sexy voice, and now he's chanting in like fucking African tongue. Like, it was unbelievable. So then that escape room scene, I get to the next one, and this one is me and my partner having intercourse, and everything, TMI, everything is covered in fecal matter. My whole body, the walls, everything is brown. That's not fun. That's kind of gross. But again, my thought was, how do I make this sexy? The only real thing is love. So let me just focus on this love between this human and myself. I don't care about all these things. So I just continue what we're doing, and I enjoy it. I am loving what we are doing in my mind. And it goes to the next section. Again, he is just, I wish there was a better word for chanting. He is spell casting. His voice is just like this powerful weapon, and he is speaking this native language of his people. That's how I'm interpreting it. The next scene is we're still having intercourse, and basically, what if he was a woman? Could you still enjoy this? Could you still love him? Could you still see him, his soul? Could you still know it was him? And it was okay. I continued with the scene. It was sexy. It was enjoyable. Locked the next one. And that one was, okay, what if he was a trans woman? And I made that work. And then the next scene, okay, trans man. Okay, and then it switched to me. What if I was a man? What if I was a trans man? And I literally back and forth fully experienced with my body and my mind and my emotions. I felt everything, every possibility that we could be to each other in this DNA spiral. It started up top and I worked my way down. I had to take breaks occasionally there was so much information that I was processing. I needed to pause to remember where I was at. Each time I would pause, I would look at him. Again, we're just holding hands. That is the only physical contact we had during this whole entire experience. He would look at me, he would say nothing but, what the fuck? And I kept telling him, don't let go. I was very, very aggressive with it. I was like, do not break this connection. I need to finish whatever the freak I'm doing. I had no idea what I was doing, but it felt purposeful, and it felt like I had to do it. There was a meaning behind it. So we get through every literal combination of relationships that I had with this man, I got to experience in my body. The next one after all that was basically separation. Could I love him if he was with another person? Could I fully wish him well and wish him happiness and not be with him ever again? Which obviously is hard, but I managed it. And then this was the hardest one, which is so silly. I had to release, let me show you, dog. This is my male dog, this is his child, this is my son. I had to come to terms with getting rid of this dog. If I separated from my partner, that means the dog would go. Can I do that? And let me tell you, emotional release. I cried so heavily. bawling, just like an aggressive emotional release, so much that it alarmed my best friend. Excuse me. I could hear her footsteps in the hallway, and she's mindful. She knows I got my shit together, but she was worried about her friend, and I called out to her like, I'm good. We're doing magic in here. Again, I'm on the bed, and I have this thought that if my thoughts and emotions are affecting this man physically, I know they affect the world around us. That's how we create a reality. But they're physically affecting my partner. Let me try something out. So I put my physical foot in the air while I'm imagining a race car. And I'm gonna rev this race car's engine. So, like I said, I put my foot in the air and I rev this engine. Again, his eyes are closed. He is not seeing what I'm doing. He's going through his own, I don't even freaking know. He's still chanting in tongues. Powerful, tribal, primal. That's the only thing I can think of. I put my foot in the air and I rev this imaginary car's engine. As I rev it, he gets louder. Do you understand that? My imaginal act affected this physical situation. Blew my mind. So at that thought, I was like, or at that experience, I was like, okay, we're having this telepathic experience. And we've had little instances before that have been very unexplainable and synchronistic. So I pause the DNA story and I look at him and I am trying to send, again, I'm naked. He has clothes on. I'm sending him the message to take his pants off. And I'm thinking so aggressively at him, take your pants off, take your pants off. And I ask him out loud, I'm like, do you have any intuition? Do you have any desire? Do you have any thought right now? Are you seeing anything? And just intensely trying to send this message to him. It didn't work, but I wanted to try it out. And again, we're holding hands and I'm like, do not break this bond. Like, let's finish. I don't know how this spiral finishes, but let's finish it. So I get back into it, and like I said, I had to accept him being with another person, get rid of my dog, basically have no relationship with this person. Can I do that? Can I love someone and not have anything to do with them? The next one was, okay, can I move on? Can I love someone that's not him? And for some reason it was Jaden Smith. Jaden Smith was my partner. That's the person I was supposed to be with. But I had this knowing that an aspect of my partner's soul was in Jaden Smith. So it was like, I'm loving my partner, but it's a whole different human. But it's, at essence, the same soul. And I rectified that, and I was okay with that. And I can't remember how it ends, but we finished this experience. And it's probably maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, I'm not sure. It felt like forever. It felt like we were there for years. And my thought process is like, in this 3D existence, a lot of people put so much focus on like physical bodies and connecting our genitalia, and that's sex. But what is a true connection with another human? Can you connect physically, mentally, emotionally? Can you connect all of your aspects of your soul with another person and then have intercourse? Like, it felt like astral sex. But there was no, I don't know if that's what it was. That is what my intuition is telling me. We had like true sex for the first time. There was no orgasm at the end or anything, but I was satisfied. It satisfied me on every freaking level possible. So he leaves because he has no idea what the F happened. Like, that's a fucking lot for someone to experience. And I don't know if this is ego, but I fully felt in control of the whole situation. Whatever I was thinking and feeling was facilitating his experience. And then I had this overwhelming feeling of rage come over me. And I've had it in 2 trips where I've been shown past lives as like witch. I'm a witch in like the Salem witch trials, like that whole time frame. And I'm furious that I was killed because I was misunderstood for my power. So I get up out of the room and I'm marching down the hallway back and forth. I'm looking for my friend Daphne because she's a witch too. And I'm pissed that they burned us. They had no idea how to deal with this chaos magic that we embody constantly. And instead of seeking to understand us, they lit us on fire. Like, that is what I was feeling. I was so pissed. I have all this magic and beauty and divinity coursing through me, and you don't know what to do with me, so you light me on fire? Like, you're an asshole. Luckily, I couldn't find her because I don't know where she was at, but I get out of that, and I'm okay with what happened in a past life, and we come down, we go outside to talk and share our experiences. Obviously, the next day, I need to research this. I love researching anything metaphysical or things that aren't mainstream. I love magic. I think magic should be a part of everyone's life. And I cannot find anything about this. I can't find... I look for every single blog, everyone's psychedelic journey. I'm reading couples and divine relationships and twin flames and seeing if there's any elements of what I experienced in any of their experiences, and I can't find shit. So to this day, I do not know what happened. I'm gonna say it was astral sex. I feel like we healed some lineage inside of us. That DNA, you know, was very, very prevalent. It was a DNA spiral that I was descending and moving through with my emotions and my thoughts. Yeah, that is the time I did 8 grams of mushrooms and had astral sex. I appreciate you so much for listening. These journeys are very, very sacred and meaningful to me, and if you can take any bit of them and apply it to your journey, or knowing what is possible and having a similar experience, I get pleasure from that. I also would love to hear if you've ever had something like this happen to you. Seriously, like I said, I've not found a single soul that this has happened to, and I am dying to have a conversation. So please leave me any questions or comments or suggestions. Again, I'm Luna. I appreciate your time. Say bye. Bye, we love you.